founder and director of the Center for No-Till Agriculture. And the Center for No-Till Agriculture is set up to show the benefits and evidence of conservation agriculture. Through this, we have had serious engagement with the Ghana Agricultural Sector Investment Program, the climate change and adaptation part of it, where we are collaborating in the promotion of conservation agriculture. GASIP has been training a lot of farmers and the field technical officers, and we are the partners doing the training and following up with technical backstopping at critical stages in the implementation of field operations. Over the years, we have had engagement with these farmers and we have built their skills. The same way we have done with the technical field staff who are directly on the ground with the farmers. But this year in particular, for this particular training, we have had the directors who are the heads of the departments of agriculture in all the GASIP Krishna districts. 12 of them have been here together with most of their senior officers. And so this time round, we have also built the capacity of the directors themselves who are the supervisors of these farmers and the field extension officers in the district. The enthusiasm gathered through this training this week, as we have seen from the directors, for sure is going to make a lot of difference. Now, looking at their commitment throughout the training and from their submissions, we get to realize that they have come to appreciate so much the value of conservation agriculture, and the Center for No-Till Agriculture, just like GASIP officials who have been around during this time of the training, have now come to realize that we are in for real business, because they have shown enough commitment from their submissions. And so as they go back, getting to the first half through to the farmers, we believe that a lot of good things are going to happen. Of course, over the 2 years, we have seen a lot of things happening, good things happening, farmers taking pieces of the practices and putting them together on their fields and actually seeing differences. But with this commitment from the directors as exhibited during the training, and especially the last day where they really recounted what they had learned and what they think they're going to do, and following from their action plans, we strongly believe that this year is going to be the changing point, and that we are very hopeful that at the end of this third year, we are really going to be able to position conservation agriculture in our dear part of the country, which needs these practices so much. And so we are hopeful that with GASIP interventions and our technical support for moving this on the ground, a lot of good things are happening. And together, all these practices will help farmers to build a lot more resilience to climate change, which will then translate into their production output, which for sure will go down, and Ghana hopefully will derive a lot through more food on sustainable basis, which will contribute so much to our food security assurance.
My name is Edi Abdul Basir Sanda. I'm from Bulsa North District. As part of what I've learned from this workshop, I think it is time for us to actually practicalize whatever we are learning. What I have learned is that CA is a way we can reclaim our degradable soils, increase yields, and improve our livelihoods. Under CA, we're talking about no or minimal soil disturbance, ensuring that there is soil cover. And we have several ways of doing that, including options for the smallholder farmers.
My name is Abiba Musa. I'm the District Director of Agri, Umungu District. Okay, what I learned here and is is the cover cropping. It's very good. I've seen that it's really working here. And if northern region where I'm coming from, if we are also able to adopt it, it will really help us improve the condition of the land. But the challenge is how to prevent the bush fire during the dry season, even if we plant the cover crop. So I've seen that if we encourage the live fencing and we fence the field during the dry season, we can protect the place if we plant the cover crop. So we want to, when we go back, we encourage our farmers to take up the live fencing. The live fencing, if you want to use materials, if the acreage is big, you can afford. But for the live fencing, I think we have neem trees and other trees that we can use to fence the place, and during the dry season, animals cannot go to the field. So
the alley cropping in particular is what I'm going to take seriously with the female farmers. For instance, we have the female crops. If the male is going to start with his early millet, the female can come in with her cowpea, which would now give them a second crop within a year. Then you can also see that from what I have learned, the alley cropping gives the woman the opportunity to equally plant trees, three crops that are of economic value that the family can equally rely on. At the end of the day, whatever the woman is going to put is going to bring out some income to support the family. So for me, what I've come to learn here is something that I'm going to put into practice.
My name is Akansuga Kotaitos Kofe, in East Gonja Municipality, DDO Extension. The program is all about conservation agriculture, which goes a lot to talk about no tillage or minimum tillage. And with what I've learned, I think maybe when I go back, I will first of all train my AES about conservation agriculture, the importance of conservation agriculture, principles, and the key things that they need to know about conservation agriculture. And I think after that, maybe my AES will now help me spread this message to farmers at our various operational areas, tell them the importance of conservation agriculture, the key principles of conservation agriculture, what crops the kind of rotation or the kind of crops they can rotate when it comes to conservation agriculture. For instance, maybe maize, a farmer can plant maize and soybean, which one will serve as a cover crop for the other. And I think it's a good initiative that I need to send it back to my district and make sure farmers and officers at my operation or my district will get to hear this good news and spread it to the entire district as a whole.
My name is Malcolm ex-Ascapta from Bongo district, and I'd like to share with you some of the knowledge that I've gained by participating in this program. And basically, I'm much impressed about the land preparation stages, and through this workshop, I've been able to see the different types of land preparation practices in the forest zone, and also that of what is practiced at the northern sector. And basically, there's a lot of differences, and I think the practice at the northern sector does not favor sustainable agriculture because of the main key component of the land preparation practice, which is the slash and burn, which is mostly common in the northern sector. Here in the southern zone, where conservation agriculture is mostly practiced, I've seen the difference here. This workshop has exposed me to the benefit of the consequences involved in the slash and burn.
My name is Sylvan Daudadana, the District Director of Agric, Busa South District. This year, aside GASIP programs, we have added about 11 independent demonstrations on CA, so as to reach out to more farmers. And with the knowledge I've learned here, especially in crop rotation, crop association, and how to integrate legumes and cereals and maize and soybean as a focus, We are going to upscale it in our district, and even how to manage pests, especially with the fall armyworm. We have to take the protocols into consideration. We have to see how we can scout. We have to see how we can monitor the plant and take ownership of it to control the pests within and around the farm.
I'm Haruna Umar, coming from West East District. The exposure has given me a lot of insights as far as the practice of conservation agriculture is concerned. I haven't learned all that I have learned on all that I have been exposed. I am well motivated to go and replicate or backstop my colleagues at the office, especially in the area of minimum tillage. Minimum tillage has actually given me a lot that the disturbance that we've been giving to our soils is further degrading our lands as far as sustainable agriculture practice is concerned. And for that matter, when I go back, I'll try to backstop my colleagues at the office, and then also try to sensitize farmers in some of our communities, if not all the districts, so that they'll have the concept of conservation agriculture.
It's Jenin Kobna with Department of Agriculture in Tampo, North Municipal. Learned a lot of things as far as this program is concerned, but the few things that I want to talk about is fertilizer application or the nutrients of the soil. One thing that I came to understand is that nutrient is major part of component of the soil and is very relevant for the plant growth. But notwithstanding, if it is not rightly done, it can also affect the component of the soil and those things. And I came to realize that sometimes it depends on how you manage the soil. You will not necessarily need to go and buy inorganic fertilizer. How you allow the necessary crop residue to allow it on the ground, and then it gets rotten back to the soil so that the necessary nutrient, carbon, nitrogen and other nutrients that are already in the leaves, the stalks and those things get back to the soil. And one thing that I also observe is that not only that, when you allow the land to live and then those crops decompose and no burning, there are also other fungi. That fungi, they are able to help absorb or help the root to absorb enough nutrient as far as the plant is concerned. So you realize that I came to understand that the land where they have not burning hasn't taken place and those fungus in it, they are able to help the root to go extra mile compared to other ones where they have disturbed the soil, they are burning it, they are plow it, where those fungi they are not there. So it's not able to get enough nutrients as compared to those other one. And the one thing that I also realize is that because the land has been left for the leaves and the stalks to burn to get rot into it, you realize that there are some microorganisms that also facilitate the soil development, of which it also enhances the nutrient composition of that particular soil. So when I go back, what I'm thinking is that not only living to myself, first of all, the AEs that work under me, I'm planning to have a schedule so that we have a training session for all of them, and then we'll go back to step it down to our farmers at the various communities. And the one thing that I was discussing with my director is we are looking at one of our land in Kintampo. We realize that they have ruined sand over there. So we want to use this practice to reclaim that land and then use it to cultivate agriculture for others, to serve as a demonstration ground for others to come also learn from it.
I intend to train my AEs, establish demonstrations, organize field days where farmers can have a feel of whatever I've learned here. In the demonstration, we would practice zero or minimal tillage, especially the zonal planting, where we would disturb just where we are going to plant the soils and ensure that the other parts are not disturbed. After that, after harvesting, we would incorporate whatever residue is there, as much as we might allow livestock to graze, but not finish the entire crop residue, so that at least we leave an amount of cover on the soil. This will improve our soils by decomposition, increasing nutrients, organic matter, ensuring moderate soil temperature and soil retention. I am hoping that through the demonstrations, our farmers will start to appreciate CA and know that apart from conventional farming, there are better ways we can do agriculture, we can practice agriculture and still increase yield without degrading our soils.